All right, I am going to Alexa, stop. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, and what you should see, okay, I'm arranging things here. Okay, so what you're going to see is I'm now in the 119 course. And I am looking at day 10, which is what today is, and this is called the Puzzle Cube Design. Now this is kind of an interesting little project because you're going to create something. It's a design that you're going to do. You are going to be able to print this, 3D print this. So we've got a 3D printer in the classroom. I got it to work last year. I'm hoping I can get it to work this year, and we'll make some of these parts up, and I'll show you all how to actually create these. So I'm going to read where it says assignment. It says, by next week you are to follow the instructions below to draw the 6 puzzle cube parts. Notice, I don't draw each of the parts for you. I'm going to guide you through, it says 2, but I'm really just going to do 1. I'll show you how to do it. Anyways, it's your job to finish the other cube parts. Next week, I'll be showing you how to assemble the cube. So for next week's lesson, it's vital that you have these parts created. So you just have to take some time. I don't know, it'll probably take you an hour, maybe less, to do this. Now, I'm going to click on this blue text right here. It's 3D Puzzle Challenge. And when I select that, this comes up. So you're going to use our Inventor software to create a 3-dimensional puzzle system that will use the 6 individual parts above. That's going to make a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch cube. You can put these parts together in any way that you like, as long as you end up with that 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch cube. There are 13 different combinations of the 6 cubes that are going to meet this criteria. You're going to use, in total, 27 cubes to create your puzzle. So, by next week, you are to follow instructions to draw the 6 puzzle cube parts. Notice I'm not drawing each of them. I'll show you how to do one of them, and it's your job to finish the other cube parts. We'll be assembling and putting things together next week. Okay. So I'm going to pinch this down in size here. And I'll slide it off to the left so that I can still see these cubes. Okay, I want to just be able to see these, and I'm going to get my Inventor software up here, and that's not what I want. That is, and Inventor is, so I can go back and forth here. Yeah, this is working good. Okay, so each of these cubes is 3/4 of an inch in size. So that means that's 3/4 of an inch from that back surface there to this surface right here, 3/4 of an inch. Then from this surface to the next one, that's 3/4 of an inch also. So now it's 1.5 inches from this step to the base, and then we have another 3/4 inch cube, which if I measured this one from the top of this cube to the bottom of this guy, is also going to be a 3/4 inch cube. When I put it on top there, that makes the whole thing 2 1/4. So you can only have 3 cubes in a row. Right? That's it. No more. You'll notice that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This one has 2. So this part is only 1.5 inches. This 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. This cube only has 2 pieces. This one has 3, this one has 5, and I think this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this one's 7. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to draw one of these cubes, and I'll probably do the stepped one here, and then we will go on from there with it next week in how to do assemblies. So I'm going to start a new part file. Stuart, are you able to do this along with me at the same time, or is my screen covering yours up?
No, I got a dual screen.
Pardon me?
I have a dual screen.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just started a new part. I'm going to start a 2D sketch. And just like I always seem to, I'm going to click on the XY plane. Now, I'll move this over here. So what I plan on drawing is this one. It's got the steps on it, okay? And there's a couple different ways to do this. And there's what's called the additive technique and subtractive technique. Either way works just fine. It's just a matter of you using the one that benefits you believe the best. Okay, so I'm going to start with the subtractive technique. So I know that this cube is overall 3 cubes tall and 3 cubes wide, which means it's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm going to go down to my origin, which is important, and I'm going to put in 2.25, and I'll hit tab so that I get the next dimension, 2.25, and now I have my block, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm going to finish this sketch, and we'll take a look at this. Because being that these cubes are 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch, I want to extrude this block or rectangle out 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put in 0.75, and I'll hit enter. Okay. How are we doing so far? Do you understand what I'm doing? Yes or no, Stuart? Yes. You can shake your head or go like this. You understand? Okay, awesome. All right, now we're going to do this subtractive technique. And we keep in mind that 3/4 of an inch dimension. So I'm going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to put it right on that front surface. And I'll bring this into the screen right here. So this is going to be what we want. What do we want to get rid of? So I'm going to start my rectangle tool. I'll go right up here to this corner. And I'm going to pull it down and to the left. Okay. And I can dimension this now. And I'll put in a dimension of 0.75, which it was. And this one of 0.75. And I'll hit enter. Whoops. Okay. What I'm going to do now is, you see how that line came over here? That was because it wasn't constrained to this one. So I'm going to use what's called the collinear constraint, and I'm going to click on that line and this one, and now they are most definitely over the top of each other. Okay. Let's see. Do I need another dimension on here? Nope. Don't need it. Okay. I'll undo. All right, I'll also do collinear between that one and this top one. There we go. Now everything is fully defined. So I'm going to finish my sketch, and I'm going to do an extrude, but I'm going to do a cut extrude. And the distance is going to be through all. And I'll say, okay. So I've got that cutout that's right here in this part. Now, let's see. Actually, you know what, Stuart? I just realized I goofed, because this one has to go back one block and then a second block. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you how I'm going to go to extrusion 2 here into this sketch, and I'm going to change one dimension, and that's this guy right here, because the distance on this thing should be 2 blocks. I'll change this to 1.5. I'll hit enter. Now I'll finish my sketch again, and it updates it on its own. Next, another sketch on this surface. I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'll go up to this corner. I'll come out and down. Dimension 0.75. Okay. And then this dimension, which is going to be 0.75. Okay. And I'm going to finish this sketch. And just like I did before, I'm going to do a cut. It's going to go through all. And I'll say OK. Okay. All right. So that gives me my step part. Okay. So that is called the subtractive technique for making these puzzle cubes, right? So you're only going to be working with 3 dimensions here: 0.75 for 1 cube, 1.5 for 2 cubes, and 3 cubes is going to be 2.25. Now, I'm going to show you, I'll show you how to do a puzzle cube. We'll do the same one, but instead of doing subtractive, we'll do additive technique, okay? So I will exit this sketch. I'm going to go back to the home button there, and I'm going to start a new part. And we're going to draw, excuse me, the same one, but we're going to use this additive technique. So I'm going to start my 2D sketch, just like I did before, right on my XY plane. Now, what I want you to do here is I want you to imagine we only have these 3 blocks. Okay, so I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm going to click at the origin. I'm going to pull this out, and I want my long dimension here to be 3 blocks long, so that is 2.25. And I'll hit tab. And then my height is going to be just 1 block, which is 0.75. And I will finish my sketch. I'm going to extrude this, and this is probably not a surprise for you, 0.75 inches. And I'm going to say OK. So this is that first row of these blocks. Now I want to put the second row on here. And there's 2 different ways I can do that. I'm going to start a sketch. There's a lot of different ways. You just have to find what you feel is the most convenient for you. So I'm going to, in this instance, I'm going to click on this face. And I'm going to start my rectangle tool. I'm going to go up to this corner. And I'm going to come down to the one on the left. Okay. And I'm going to put 1 dimension on here. Oops. 1 dimension from that line to that one. And it's 0.75. And I'll hit the enter key. Now I can finish my sketch. I can extrude it. I'm going to extrude it up 0.75, and this time it's a join. It's not a cut. But I goofed because I made a mistake in the sketch. So I'm just going to edit the sketch. I'm going to double click it. This one seems to be getting me. Okay, so I'm doing the second row up, and it's 2 blocks. So I have to do how many inches? Instead of 0.75, it has to be what? What do you think? What would be the length of that, Stuart? So it's 2 times 0.75. Go ahead.
1.5.
That's right, 1.5. Okay. Now I can finish my sketch. Sorry about goofing that up, but it gives you a good idea how you can change things when you need to. But my distance here is going to be 0.75, and I'll say okay. So now I've got this first step and this second row up. The other way I can add a block to this is I'm going to start my 2D sketch, and I'm going to put the sketch right on that front face. And I will start my rectangle, and I'll go right from that corner up and to the right. I'll dimension this, 0.75, enter. And this one here should also be 0.75. All our lines are dark, so that means that we have put the dimensions on that we need. I'm going to say finish sketch. I'm going to click on extrude. My distance is going to be 0.75. It's a join, and I want the wrong way. Boogers. So I'm going to go to extrusion 3 here. I'll right click on it. I'll say edit feature, and I will flip the direction. Here it is. There's the flip right there. Okay. Last couple things I want you to do to these. Each one of these, I want them to be different colors. And the reason they have to be different colors is because it makes it easier to identify when we're creating the blocks. So at the very top here, it says generic. I'm going to click on that. And this is going to give me a list of materials. So I'm going to pull this list up, and at the very top is ABS plastic. So we're going to choose that first. The next thing to the right of that is another drop-down menu, and I'll click on that. And this is colors. So I like almost any of the colors here that start with the word smooth. Smooth ash, smooth black, darker green forest, dark sea green. I don't know what the difference is there. Ivory, light orange, whatever. There's purple, red, white, yellow. I'll make this one yellow. So I'm just going to click on that, and my part becomes yellow. And that's done. Okay. So go back to this guy right here. Make sure you save those, okay? Because you need all 6 of them. So it's going to be your job to create these 6 parts right here. Don't worry about this, the full cube over here, but just these 6 parts. Okay. All right. So that is the assignment for next week. Next week we're going to continue on. I'll show you how to actually assemble these parts into a cube. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions, Stuart? Do you have a question or none?
Just try to get the 6 things done.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. So that's the conclusion of this lesson for today. I've made a video of this. I'll post this on to the classroom, and I will see you on next Tuesday, okay?
I would like to tell you that I'm having a little bit of car troubles right now.
With what?
Apparently it's carbon. The carbon might be fogging up in it.
Okay. Where is this?
My car.
Oh, your car. Oh, so you may not be in class. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know,
I'll try my best to be there.
I know you will. And I appreciate you telling me, okay? And if you can't make it, it's fine, all right? Not a problem. Just, if you remember, send me an email that says, hey, Mr. Stewart, my car just won't work. I can't get there tonight, and I'll be fine, all right?
We were sending it to the shop on Sunday.
Ah, okay. Well, I have 4 cars, so I get similar problems with mine. All right? Okay. Thank you very much for coming tonight, Stuart. Bye-bye.